So, tonight's topic, we have a good one for you. We have a good show in store. We were talking the other day about movies that we were wrong about.
Yes.
In this case, we're going to do horror films because, it's Hollow Weekly.
Yes.
I'm still racking my brain over some of my
But
answers.
there's a couple directions you can go with this, but we'll start so that we can track the comments. Let's start one way and then we'll flip it, right? So the first way is movies you said were bad or not that great that you've come to appreciate more over time, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start that way. We'll flip it later, and that one's harder, but it's also interesting. But did you have one right away? I can't remember. I know we talked about it, but
So the first angle we're going is like...
you thought it was bad, but it's kind of good.
I thought it was bad, it was kind of good. Or great. Well, the one... So, would the films that grew on you count?
Yes.
I would say 2018 Halloween.
Yes. That should.
I think...
That should
You know what? I was thinking about that today before we were recording. Like, that, I think I was, somewhat disappointed when I first saw it, just because it had, 40, 30 years of, hype. It's going to take place after that. So, I don't know what I was expecting. But the more I sat on it, the more... Especially after some of the films we've seen this year.
Right.
After
the Cats trailer.
Yeah, well, especially after the Cats trailer.
Right now you're like, that's a masterpiece.
Considering, some of the stuff we saw this year, I'm kind of like, Halloween was, pretty damn good, relatively speaking.
Well, that's the thing. Is, you know me, I like to dig.
Cool mug.
Cool mug. I like to dig. I think there's reasons beneath why a lot of these things happen. I have a couple theories, right? So,
yeah.
But one is definitely movies you grew up with.
Yeah.
And then you find out later that they're not that great, right? When you thought they were good. But for Halloween, you're right. I mean, there was 40 years of tradition behind that to live up to, right? When that music plays, that's where your brain goes, right?
Dude, do you remember because we saw it at ArcLight in Pasadena, when the music came on, there was a small applause for it, and I was like, oh shit!
Right, totally, yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. That's a reason to. Do we have any answers to that?
Virginia said she's like, yes, no cooking with Nick tonight. I'm gonna start cooking every goddamn night.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go live when I'm reheating the can of noodles.
I'm sorry, Virginia. I apologize because I'm sitting with a camera, but right behind me is a George Foreman grill. We're gonna fire that.
We are sizzling some steaks, dude. Yeah, Gat's gonna man the grill this time. We had Chef Daisy. Now we have culinary.
Oh, I see a great answer, Garen. It has been too long. I apologize. I liked Alexander Taylor's answer, but I love Siobhan's answer.
So Alex said Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness, that is going to go in my theory I'm going to unleash in a second.
Siobhan said Friday Night Remake.
That is a great answer. And remakes are a great category for this.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the Friday Night Remake, but I know it's got a lot of clout behind it where people are like, hey, wasn't that... Plus that's got David Tennant, right?
Totally, but that's the thing is when I first saw it, I wasn't that impressed. Actually, I can agree with Siobhan on this one, and it's only because I missed Roddy McDowall so much, and I didn't like how they changed his character. But going back, it's edgier, scarier, funnier than I remembered, so it's pretty good, right? So,
I need to go give that a watch here.
That's a great answer, Siobhan.
Alex is with me on Halloween 18.
What else we got?
I also thought Midsummer was going to be a one-time viewing since it was so dark, but I'm watching it again right now. We have some Motrin.
Have some Motrin.
And some sunglasses.
Martin says Friday the 13th Part 5. Didn't like it for a long time, but rewatching it was not as bad as I thought, and definitely not as bad as Part 8. Valid.
Is Part 5 the one we saw with Garen?
No, that's 6 is Jason Lynch.
I get him so
5 is
confused.
New Beginning.
I get so confused.
Elizabeth, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and Jaws 3. So third entries in a franchise. That totally makes sense.
Man, don't bring up Jaws 3 and then the squad's going to come out.
I just watched the Cats trailer. I'm in a sticky situation.
Yeah, dude, me out.
That sounds... What's up, Melody?
That trailer was whack.
Waxwork. Interesting. That is a good answer. I like that. I like the remake of It better. See, a lot of people were like, no, it's not as good as 95 when it came out, and then changed their minds.
The It trailer Part 2 came out. Did you watch it?
I did.
What'd you think?
I love it.
I'm excited, but this year's been such a
rut. I love
rut.
the poster too.
I love the poster. I love the trailer, but this year's been such a rut for some of these films. I'm I'm just gonna walk into I don't want to jinx it. I did Crawl.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, buddy.
Don't jinx it,
buddy boy.
So, did you give your movie you were wrong about?
Movie I was wrong about. So Halloween 18. Well,
That's yours, okay.
Halloween for this segment.
For this,
yeah.
Well, and we can all have a couple.
What was yours?
So here's mine. Mine is what happened.
Uh-oh.
Are we at?
Event log. And it's back.
Are we back?
We're back.
Okay. Sweet.
All right. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
We need to have one of those ready, like the old school.
Like we have to come up and be like, please stand by.
Please stand by.
Please stand by. Mine that I was wrong about is The Mist. And I'm glad Melanie's here.
Oh, that's right.
Because Melanie bats for this movie. So I actually pretty much hated The Mist when I first saw it.
Okay, so let me ask you, because I loved it from the get.
Yes.
What did you not like about it?
All right, so this is complicated. I don't want to go too much into this, but here's the thing. First of all, I love the novella. It's one of my favorite things Stephen King ever wrote, right? Mm-hmm. So I already visualized it in my head and like whatever. And then as soon as it started going, I bumped on that it didn't look like what I had imagined, which I think is a category. Things you read.
What did you imagine? Because I saw the movie, then read the book, and I still envisioned it differently.
I imagine the creatures as way scarier. That was my main. That was my main thing. Was in the novella, like because they're off scene most of the time, so you can just make them really ominous in your head. And The Mist came out at that weird time. Like think of the CGI tentacles in the garage scene.
Yeah.
They look pretty dumb.
Those are what's dated the most.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
But in my head, they looked amazing, and in that they looked terrible. And I think I bumped on that. I hated the little crawly spider things. I thought they looked fucking ridiculous, right? So I bumped on the monsters, right? Yeah. And I didn't really like it that much. So flash forward to two things changed my mind. First is I watched the black and white version. Like how many opportunities do you get to see an amazing black and white version of a color movie, right?
Yeah.
So which is rare, but
he's the one dude who does that.
Yeah,
like he did it with The Walking Dead too.
Yeah, it was so cool. And then I rewatched it again a few weeks ago. And it's just so much better than I thought. Like Andre Barhar, the guy who plays the lawyer, he's amazing. The lead guy, what's his name? Thomas Jane is phenomenal. He's like the Marcia Gay Harden who plays the crazy
she's so good in everything, dude.
Amazing, right? So like I was totally wrong. But here's my theory. My theory is that there's categories of movies where you're more likely to be wrong about. Okay, so let me try to sell you on this. Almost everyone was wrong about The Thing, John Carpenter's 1982 movie, right?
Yeah.
Almost everyone was wrong about Event Horizon, right? And then The Mist, like I was wrong about The Mist, and then I'm looking at them, and they all have like really fantastical monsters, like things that morph and change and are hard to mentally wrap your brain around, like in The Mist, right? And I think if a movie tries to do something really fantastical, you have a way harder time of getting a beat on it than if it's just straightforward, right? Like, it's pretty easy to know what you think of The Collector when it comes out, right? Like, or like a simple slasher, or like,
straightforward,
right? Or even comedy horror, like Happy Death Day. I knew right away I liked it, and there's like, I highly doubt people are going to change their mind about a movie like that over time, right? But like movies that are really complicated with the creature effects and all that stuff, Cloverfield was a really divisive movie that a lot of people I knew who didn't like it when it came out appreciate it now.
I remember when it came out, it was like people who liked it over here and over here idiots. That's how I divided them.
That's how you remember. All right, we haven't talked in a while, so let's see what else we got.
Garrett said, "Did you guys see the trailer for our films, The Hunt and Jay and Silent Bob?" I did not see The Hunt.
I did not, but I will check it out.
I did see Jay and Silent Bob, and I think that looks great. George, my roommate watched The Mist in Iraq and cheered when Marsha died. I told Marsha
that's
this.
great. That's so cool.
Any zombie movie ever made, I used to hate them, but now I am becoming...
Great answer. You picked a whole genre.
Damn.
High five. That's
Elizabeth, what was it in the zombie genre
that you hated? Yeah, tell us.
And what was the film where you watched it, or the moment when you realized it? Because it could have been during a film, or it could have just been like, you got in your car one day and you're like, zombie films? Mm-hmm. I'm down. Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Speaking of zombies,
Alex said, all of the Walking Dead alum love The Mist. Fun fact, Thomas Jane was originally supposed to play Rick Grimes.
Oh, interesting. That's hard to picture now after all this time.
That's really weird to say. But like, I would be down for it. Mm-hmm. I still liked him as the Punisher. Did you ever see that one?
I did not.
His Punisher was really great. And then they did a short film called Dirty Laundry, and it It was just like way more graphic.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty great. It has Hellboy in it.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, that dude. Ron Perlman.
Melanie says, House of Wax was predictably awful, so I hated it and turned it off like 15 minutes in. The next day, I decided to give it a try again, and just a few moments later, the lead girl fell into viscera suddenly, and I was like, oh shit, this movie's great. See?
House of Wax remake. I really dig the shit out of that one.
There you go.
I need to rewatch. You know what's funny? If I had a double feature, 2 films, I don't know why this came in my head. I would do Out of Hands and House of Wax. Why
Yeah.
is that?
Well,
That just sounds like a fun night.
Totally. Sounds like a blast.
I can get behind that.
So there's another category, though, and that category would be remakes and sequels, right? Because
Yeah.
I think remakes and sequels are harder to judge
Yeah.
because you're comparing them against something. So now you're holding 2 movies in your head instead of 1 while you're trying to judge it, which sort of happened to you with Halloween.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of a sequel that I didn't like so much and that grew on me. Do you have a sequel that you didn't like so much and grew on you? Mine's going to be Final Destination 3. I was a big fan of Final Destination 1 and 2. And when Final Destination 3 came out,
Oh, hold on, we're producing.
I know
a
we
live
got-
version.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, you guys weren't going to see the Cats trailer, but we got Cats.
we got Cats trailer right here.
So
Final Destination 3
Final Destination 3.
felt a little corny to me compared to
Yeah.
the first 2. And because of the amusement park setting and all that stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really ended up liking how bleak it is. It's the other 2. I don't know how to explain it, but 3 feels really almost gothic to me, whereas the other 2 feel like sunlight horror, like bright horror kind of genre. And 3 is really dark.
Did they make those? I feel like there was only one of them made
No, it's
ever.
ever.
It was
That's
just,
it.
it was
Only
just,
one time.
Just one
Only
time
that.
they made a
Only
summer
that.
horror film.
It was only Texas Chainsaw. That's it. That's all there is.
I could see the gothic feel of Final Destination.
So I ended up really liking it. Now the only Final Destination movie I don't like is 4.
If I mean, like, I think Dream Warriors when I first saw it.
Okay.
It was because it was that era of like when me and my friends were like middle school, high school. We were just renting like as many horror films as we can, and like we started with Nightmare on Elm Street,
Right.
and then we went to Dream Warriors, and like
Right.
in my head it was like he was so scary, and then it got like kind of cheesy and goofy,
Totally.
and so I was like, no. But yeah, no, it was Dream Warriors. But then there was another one where the dude's talking to a nun. She's like, "Do you believe in God?" Like, "I believe in science." And like, I'm like, whichever one that is, I didn't
Right.
like. But Dream Warriors, I thought was like, oh, that's not as cool. But then after a while, like it just kind of grew.
It clicked.
I grew to like Dream Warriors.
And that's what I'm talking about is, see, that one got really fantastical, right?
Yeah.
And those are harder to grab. I think those are harder to mentally assess. All right, let's see what we got
Garen
here.
said, so we're getting a lot of love from Alex Virginia for Final Destination 3.
Nice.
Garen said Halloween 3 won me over after a few viewings. Roller Coaster was the best ever, and the Rob Zombie sequel.
Director's cut. Okay, fair enough for Halloween.
Final Destination 4 sucks.
Agreed.
Which one was that? What was the big event?
And that's the racetrack one.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
No.
Boo.
No. Because then 5 just slams it
Queen
home.
of the Damned is a blast. So that's Dream 4 Warriors is your favorite. That's good.
Loved all the Final
Destination
Destination.
movies. Appreciate Nightmare on Elm Street 2, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? Nick with Jaws 2. Nick had no opinion of Jaws 2.
I just didn't want to take the time to watch Jaws 2.
Right.
Like, I was like, anything else I do with my time is probably better spent.
Totally.
But then we watched it
Totally.
in the group, and I was like, all right.
Right,
That wasn't,
right,
that,
fair
wasn't, that wasn't half bad.
Fair enough.
Do I have another? I don't know if I have another.
So we
film.
have that's sequels and remakes, and then fantastic films. Those are my 2, like whatever. Now the only other category I have in my head, sort of, is films that you grew up with. So you know they're not that good, but you fucking love them because you caught them at just the right time. So like,
my answer.
what's your answer? Jason X.
Space Jam.
Jesus Christ.
I know it ain't horror, but if you rewatched Space Jam recently, that movie fucking sucks,
That
dude.
movie is hot garbage. That
Dude,
movie was
me and
always
Alex,
hot
I
garbage.
love that movie growing up. And me and Alex were like, let's watch Space Jam. Wouldn't that be so fun? And then at the end of
That
it, we're
must have been
like,
so disappointing.
we were like, it's really not that great of a movie. Like,
So,
keep
and
it
by the way,
real.
guys, we've already flipped it. So, like, we'll take either or now. The ones you thought were good are actually bad, or ones you thought were bad, they're actually good. It's a free for all. Go for it. But now the category was ones you grew up with that you misjudged, right?
Yes. So, House on Haunted Hill remake. New Nightmare on Elm Street.
Fair.
New Nightmare is my favorite Elm Street. For some reason, Garen, I read that as the New Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite. And I was
There's
like,
a new one?
I
Woohoo!
was like, Garen, nah, I don't think the new one is his favorite. I'm just speaking out loud.
Sleepaway Camp sequels. Elizabeth, I love your answers tonight. They're so bad but funny. That's so true. They are like super addictive. Garen, we are ready for next Saturday and excited. Ghostbusters 2 is apparently terrible. But nostalgia blocks any. See, nostalgia blocks any flaw. I love how you phrased that. That's exactly what I was talking about. Hate Space Jam then and now. I'm with you. Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know if nostalgia blocks any flaws because I mean, all of Space Jam was pretty bad.
That's fair. So my answer for this one, oddly, is Species. So I never thought Species was great. Don't get me wrong, right? But I thought Species. My memory of Species was I had fun. It felt like a blast. It felt like it kind of delivered on some monster shit, and I was good, right? So that was it. And then. But here's the thing: Species is the Star Wars. It's a trap meme, right? Because it's got an amazing cast. It's got one of the best casts in the history of horror that a movie doesn't deserve, right? Because it's got Ben Kingsley, Michael Madsen, it's crazy good people, right?
Yeah.
But then I would watch it every time it would come on, and I'd flip through channels. If it was on, just got stuck. It's weirdly rewatchable. It's like weirdly watchable.
Weird. I've never seen any of them.
But it's terrible. It's so much worse than I remembered as a kid. So now I know the truth that movie is terrible. But
See,
proceed.
If I had to, I'm trying to think of like what's an old horror film that I watch. So like ones that I haven't watched in a while that I should rewatch to see if they still fit that.
See if they still hold up, right?
Is like Resident Evil.
Yep.
I gotta see if Resident Evil still holds up.
Right.
I rewatched The Mummy not that long ago.
Yeah, which definitely holds up.
Definitely holds up, no question. And then, like, what the fuck else did I watch? That was
Resident Evil is a good call. That'll be interesting.
That one I feel like could go either way pretty hard.
Right.
Like I'm either gonna still love it or it's gonna be hot garbage.
Right. What do we got?
Absolutely hot garbage.
Terror Train, that's fair. Hatchet series, agreed. How about those incredible Amityville sequels? I hate all 55 of them, Garrett.
All of them?
Kidding. Oh, by the way, Siobhan just made me think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 I was wrong about. Remember? I hated that movie. I had seen it. You hadn't seen it. We were going to do it for the podcast. And my memory of it. Yeah, but my memory of it was terrible. And that's because I did what they were talking about. I turned it off 15 minutes in. I had never watched the whole thing. And then I watched the whole thing for the podcast, and I'm like, this is pretty great. It's like Gonzo insane, like whatever. Okay, but anyway.
I watched it in high school. I liked the one big jump scare. And then we rewatched For How Low Can We Go?
Mm-hmm.
And I
still can't. I know.
I don't know, man. Like the one jump scare in the record station, great. I'll watch it all fucking day.
Dude, I even forgive Leatherface's little shimmy dance, like in that. He does that move like 65 times.
I'll give him props to that. If you had to like cut together a bunch of like movie characters dancing, like them dancing disco and Ex Machina, in the background just have Leatherface like fucking shit.
We should make that. It sounds amazing.
That sounds like a lot of rotoscoping is what that sounds like.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre remakes, the beginning, etc. Siobhan says, I mean, the original is my favorite. I misjudged right away, but they weren't that terrible. So you're saying what I said. There you go. Fuck yeah, Species. It was never great. But as a kid, it was badass. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly right.
The Others is a good movie. Still don't get the hype.
See, I love The Others, but there you go. After watching Ghostbusters Girl, Coherence. I have tried to watch Coherence. I don't think I got through the first 10 minutes. It was another turn.
I want to see if you guys can hear this. So Gat just brought me a spring to play.
Here we go.
Now listen carefully.
Here we go.
We're
the
going to play fetch with my cat, Gatsby. There you go. That was a shitty ass.
You got blocked like LeBron.
I did. There we go. And he's off. How fucking cute is that?
So cool.
He plays fetch, and
Savage.
he's a goddamn cat.
He's a cat that plays fetch. Garen's fighting for Jason X. I love it.
Garen, you don't need to fight for Jason X. That movie needs to go into the...
Melody had a natural break in her house because her dad is an amazing horror author, one of the best ever. So he would not let her get away with crap horror. That's true. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is the only one Garen likes. Leprechaun sequels are awful. That's true. I was wrong about No One Lives. I got to check that out.
Absolutely.
The Critters sequels, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people were wrong about Jaws 2, by the way, speaking of.
Listen. I just thought, and there he is. He brought it back.
I'm going to try this.
All right, hold on. We're playing Fetch Live.
Woo!
There he goes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just like
It's a fetching cat.
It's like a dog, but better.
But better. But capable of murder.
They ain't pooping in their own. They pooping without needing human help. So look at he brought it back.
That's amazing.
This is crazy. It's like we're playing virtual, fetch with a cat.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Critters. I've only watched like clips of Critters. I've never watched the full Critters film.
Right.
And then I know like there was like a one that went on Shudder or wherever it went. They had one that came out recently, and it was just like kind of like, hey-o.
Hey-o. Can we do this for TV shows?
Whoa, we can. I have one film that I was
go.
extremely wrong about.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if the connection holds up. Are we still live?
Buffering.
2 frames.
That dropped off.
OBS dropped off.
The view count dropped off.
Let's see here. Wonder what happened there. Why is OBS doing that? There we go. And we're back. Back.
Back.
All right. Let's see if it loads up on your phone.
Back.
Hey, thanks for hanging out while we've got the technical difficulties figured out. That was goofy.
We were buffering.
And we're good on here. I got it on there.
Yeah. Sweet.
Sweet.
It's on a lag here.
You know what? I will say, you guys missed Gatsby freaking the fuck out over that spring. That was great.
Maybe the spring is causing interference.
It's the Ruskies or Gat.
It's the Ruskies or Gat. So what movie were you going to say?
One film that I was completely wrong about this year was Child's Play.
Oh, you were wrong in advance, though. You didn't see it and misjudge it and rethink it.
I was wrong in advance.
You were wrong in advance, right.
I was like, Child's Play, who gives a shit?
That's actually valid. We can do that. So let's do that real quick.
All right.
What movie were you surprised by? That you were sure was going to be bad and it was great, or were you sure it was going to be great and it was bad?
Let me tell you something. I thought Child's Play was going to be bad.
Yes.
The doll came out. I was like, eh. The trailer came out. I was like, They said Mark Hamill's going to be in. I said, huh? Right?
I like this breakdown.
And we went and saw the film, and like, this film is like, it's like a Hammer Chucky film. Like, the location is great. The characters are awesome.
Totally.
There's a good amount of gore, good amount of blood.
I love
kill
Hammer
scenes.
Chucky film.
It feels like a Hammer Chucky film because the way they shoot the apartment feels like Frankenstein's castle.
That's awesome.
Or Dracula's castle, or anyone's castle, really, in a Hammer film. Even the trash shoot feels great in that film. I loved it. So I was wrong in advance about Child's Play.
I loved it too. I'm with you.
Charlotte, your cat plays fetch. It's still great. Let's see here. Keep thinking it's your computer.
So let's talk about it. Movies that took you by surprise. You thought it was going to be great.
What's one
terrible? You thought it was going to be terrible, and it was great. What do you think? Anyone got any other answers?
Do you have one? What was your? Do you have one?
Well, Child's Play I was right there with you. Let me think of what else was I. Well, I mean, this is old news, but in real, I mean, this is not recent. But I gave up immediately on the Exorcist franchise after Exorcist 2. First of all, how do you follow The Exorcist? And second of all, Exorcist 2, why don't you just go away now? And then Exorcist 3 came out, and I was sure it was going to be fucking terrible. And it turned out one of my favorite sequels of all time.
That could have been like the actual title for the second one, though.
What?
Why are you still here?
Why are you still here?
Why are you still here, dude?
So that's... Melody's having the same reaction you had to Aladdin. That's hilarious.
It's not horrible. I thought Aladdin was a lot better than I thought. I actually dug a shot Aladdin. We went to El Capitan to go see that. Let's see here.
Alex did it the other way. He thought Pet Sematary he had a chance, and then it was terrible, which I think is the consensus in the horror community.
Yeah.
Garen was surprised about Happy Death Day 2, but I'm not sure which way he was surprised.
I'm surprised the check cleared.
Wait, Phantoms, Martin, is that the Dean Koontz thing? I haven't seen that one because I don't like Dean Koontz. But if it's a good flick, I got to check it out. Annabelle 2, a lot of people figured everything in the Annabelle thing was going to suck.
Yeah.
Ouija, right? There was no way I would have thought they would ever make a good Ouija movie.
Yeah, the second one, the Origins of Evil.
Are we?
Okay, Facebook.
Okay.
Or OBS. I'm gonna blame Facebook first. That seems to be
Facebook first.
That seems to be the best way to go. Let's see here.
Aaron said, "I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Did you like Midsummer?" All right. So first of all, is our episode out?
Yeah.
So Hell Weekly episode dropped, I'm presuming today. We were on a brief hiatus because we were launching the other podcast series, but we are back. Thank you for your patience. If you're not subscribed, go and subscribe. If you unsubscribe, because
Subscribe again
because we are back and we're sticking to it this time. We talked about Midsummer quite a bit. Do you want to do the brief version of how you felt about Midsummer?
It's not as good as Hereditary.
It's not as good as
Hereditary.
It's not as good as the Cats trailer.
I mean, it's not as good. It's better than the Cats trailer. Midsummer is better than Crawl, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I'm not like on the hate train for Ari Aster.
Nope.
By any
Hereditary
stretch.
was your favorite horror movie last year.
Yeah. And so I just think I think he made a film after he got broken up with, and it shows.
And it shows, right?
And it shows.
Midsommar has grown on me a little bit since I watched it, but I don't want to be this person, trust me. This is the last thing I ever want, but I just could not get over the character choices. I could not get over the fact that that movie is set in 2019, and 5 minutes into it, everyone in that movie had to be aware they just entered the Charles Manson cult. And nobody reacted with even the slightest nervousness about joining this cult. They didn't try to run away. No one tried to escape. Did anyone try to escape ever in that movie?
The two...
that couple. The one girl. She made her boyfriend, though. He didn't want to escape. She was making him, right?
Yeah.
One person out of the whole group was like, we need to be someplace else besides here. Yeah, I don't know. But here, I give it all kinds of credit for, it was a really ambitious film. It's got amazing visuals. And it did grow on me somewhat just from strangeness, because I like strange movies, but...
Dude, we talked about Hereditary yesterday, and I was freaking myself out, because everyone was gone. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that first shot you see when she shuts the lights off and the grandma's standing there. Mm-hmm. And I was tripping myself up the whole fucking night. And that movie still scared me.
Totally.
But there wasn't anything like that in Midsummer. And maybe that's not what he was going for. Maybe he was trying to make a not scary horror film. I don't know.
Right.
But I just didn't like it.
Melanie, thanks for the shout out for your show. And anytime. Your show is amazing. Everyone should check it out. Go check out Melanie's podcast. Garen didn't like it either. A brighter Wicker Man, if that was even possible, because Wicker Man is lit by human sacrifice fires. The opening segment is incredible, though. So we say that in our podcast episode, actually, Alex Taylor. I loved the first 10 minutes of Midsummer. Loved it. I thought I was in for a movie that was better than Hereditary, based on the opening. I also was tricked by the opening of Crawl, which I disliked more than Midsummer. But the opening of Crawl was really good too. And by the way, we've probably talked about this before, but that piece of shit Ted Bundy movie. Agreed. The incredibly vile, incredibly close, incredibly
weirdly cut,
all that shit.
Film,
yeah, fucking terrible. I tried to escape. Garen tried to escape. He's hilarious. I can't wait till you hear it, Garen.
Were you trying to escape?
Well, remember I was complaining none of the characters in Midsummer tried to escape? Garen said I tried to escape.
Yeah.
Agreed. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen it, Crawl is basically a secret ripoff / remake of the Killer Tiger movie Burning Bright, which is excellent. It doesn't have the budget, so it's going to be hard to compare, but I think it's 5 times better than Crawl. And Rogue is 20 times better than Crawl. So
man, it's just every time the dad kept talking, I'm like, dude, you're the worst motivational coach I've ever met. There's a reason the mom's not with you.
Right.
Because you're slumming it in the fucking crawl space.
Right.
Like a doofus because you couldn't go out.
Right.
Getting hated.
It had great atmosphere. It had great shots of the alligators. It had a couple good scenes, but I don't know. Everyone seems to love that movie, but we I don't know what happened.
I don't know what it is. And
I don't know what happened to us.
Hyped for that movie
we were super hyped for a movie because I love Rogue. It's one of my favorite movies. We did a whole podcast episode on it.
Every time he kept talking.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Imagine you're in the water and you're surrounded by alligators. The last thing you want your father to do is be yell your name, and instead of doing anything effective, be like, "Remember when you were 5?" And don't tell me this story right now. I'm surrounded by alligators.
I need to concentrate, Dad. Very nervous right now.
That was really weird. The Netflix one. Exactly, Melanie. I can't remember. I definitely want to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so we should work that out. I love Creatures Eating People, maybe no matter how bad. Agreed. It Comes at Night. I got nothing from it. Alex, you and me both. The one defender of that movie is gone, so we can. This is now a safe space. We can talk about this. That movie was terrible.
I still didn't see that one.
Don't
I didn't see that one. I like the trailer. I like the poster. I like the dude who's in it.
Yeah, the marketing was great.
He was great, but
Marketing was great.
I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, so let's see. Can we do this now for TV shows? Is that even possible? Is there a TV show, or if you want TV show episode, but probably TV shows?
Yes, we can definitely.
That you were wrong about, where you
Oh.
thought it was good and it turned out to be great, or you thought it was good and turned out to be bad, or vice versa. Like I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I was absolutely positive that was it the 90s? The 90s reboot of Twilight Zone was going to be terrible. Because I was like
Forrest Whitaker.
No. It was on CBS maybe. I can't remember who did it, but it started with the really creepy. It's the one that Grateful Dead did the sound for they did the intro. That whole series, whenever that aired, I thought there were just really, really great episodes in it. Like some very terrifying, very solidly written, really good stuff.
Yeah, have you watched Jordan Peele's?
I hate it, so I can't.
You watched all of it?
I know I watched half of it, but I
Watched half.
just can't. I can't get into it. I don't know. I'm sure someone could convince me that it's great. It's just not for me. It feels really flat somehow. It just feels like it's dead. It doesn't.
Well, CBS streaming service seems weird.
Well,
Because
that's-
like the one show with Patton Oswalt that got canceled, they're gonna start. They're gonna do another season on the CBS streaming app, and everyone's just kind of like, I'm not gonna buy the app.
Right.
If that's like,
Right.
like, hey, come watch all of our canceled shows. Pay
Right.
more to watch
Yeah.
all the shows. That
Doesn't
get
make
canceled.
a lot of
I'm not
sense.
doing that.
Now, I was also wrong about Mr. Mercedes. Speaking of obscure
Oh, yeah.
networks,
You've
'cause
mentioned
I
that.
thought that was going to be terrible, and it was one of my favorite horror series of the last couple of years. The first season, the second season gets a little lost, but
I agree with
it was
Siobhan.
one- What'd she say?
Hannibal TV series. I thought the same thing. I didn't watch it
Yep.
when it was on. I was like, Hannibal TV show. Like, no, we have Anthony Hopkins, and then it's one of those shows you start binging, and you're like, oh fuck, like
Mm-hmm.
Mads Nicholson's kind of bringing the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Virginia Said Us was a huge letdown for her.
That makes sense. Not a big fan of that either.
Uh,
We talked about that in our Hello Weekly episode as well. Us came up as well, so go check that out if you haven't heard it. Netflix zombie series. Guys, you got to go. See you next Thursday, Garen. Peace.
Bye, Garen. Martin said he thought Fear the Walking Dead would crash and burn, but he stuck with it, and it's gotten much better.
I heard that it's gotten better as it's gone along.
I've heard a lot of people jump ship
Yeah, I haven't watched
from
it.
Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead.
Yep, that makes total sense.
That's why
Netflix zombie series. What's the name of that?
Netflix zombie series.
I feel like
I can just Google it.
I agree with that. Z Nation,
No, that's Sci-Fi
Black Summer,
Channel.
Black Summer.
Is it Black Summer?
Could be.
That's the one that
Looks like Black Summer.
Yeah, that's the one it looks like. I haven't seen that one.
Haven't seen it, but I like that title.
Let's see. Piranha
3D. Agreed. I think that's really good. Bye, Alex.
Bye,
Have a good one.
Florence is giving some love for the Twilight Zone in the 80s. Was it the 80s one that you're talking about?
I think so.
Or was
Could
it the
be.
90s?
Google it. To put Twilight Zone, Grateful Dead.
Twilight Zone.
Grateful Dead. Yeah, there it is.
Fingers.
If you play it,
1985 reboot.
if you play that, will they hear the music?
Uh,
The music's really good,
no,
but you'll hear the music.
but I can hear it, and I'll post it in there so they can hear it.
Sweet. Yeah,
It's actually kind of cool.
it's great. It's a great intro. It was a great series. I thought it was really good. I actually gonna watch party a couple episodes off the page. So
That'd be fun. I can dig that. Is that the one? But who hosted that one?
nobody hosted it. That was one of the radical things about it.
Really?
But it didn't have a host.
That's so weird. So then they must have redid it in the 90s again.
They had a narrator who introed it, but I can't remember who it was.
That's crazy.
But he didn't like stand there and talk about it. They did have the Forrest Whitaker one.
That was 2002. So wow, they waited a little while before
Yeah, I
they
never
went back
watched
and
that.
did it. That's crazy. All right, let's see. We got the Exorcist TV series was also a good surprise.
Good call, Siobhan. Absolutely. I would have never expect that to be good. The Exorcist franchise has a lot of surprises in it, turns out.
I can hear it playing the link on my iPad. That's good music. That's good stuff. We also, while we got you guys here, we also have a new episode for Cryferian.
Yes.
This episode, we did Insomnia, 1997. Now, it wasn't my favorite,
No.
but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, and I think maybe
This might be one of those movies you're wrong about, where you 10 years from now, you're like, you know what, that's even worse than I thought.
I hope not. I think it's so much better than what it was before.
Oh, yeah.
Preacher first
Preacher
season.
first season, agreed. Friday the 13th series, agreed, also.
some
Yeah, this Criterion episode is really interesting. Has anyone in here seen the Al Pacino Insomnia? Out of curiosity?
I'm not.
That came out the year after, so that'd be 98. Came out the year after the Scandinavian one. It was a remake of this one that we reviewed. But go check out that episode because that's super fun. I like when Nick's not on board.
Dude, no, I like when I'm on board. I like getting
No, it
excited.
was refreshing. I didn't want every episode to be the same.
Well,
I can't wait for the one where you dig the movie and I'm like, I don't know.
I wonder what kind of film that would even have to be.
On the Criterion Channel?
Yeah.
I know exactly what kind of film that was.
What kind of film would it have to be?
Anything that's more modern, like because I for some reason modern it's hard. The more recent a movie is, the harder it is for me to jump on board right away, right? So we'll find one. There'll be one on there from like 2017, 16, something like that.
2017, they added to the Criterion Channel that quick?
Yeah, absolutely. There's one from last year on there.
Well, really? Mm-hmm. Man, they get on it. They don't let the films like marinate.
Well, they don't have to restore those, so they can
That's
just
true.
They can just give it extras and add it to the collection.
Florence said Wes Craven and George R. Martin wrote some episodes. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky said the one with Robin Williams. Yes.
Any new items on HalloWeekly.com? I don't know.
There's some of the old stuff, some of the older stuff. Nicholas Cooking Show. Say it's
It
so
is
fun to watch.
really fun.
It is a lot of fun. Oh, and we're actually going to soon run a giveaway for iTunes reviews, and I actually want to show them it because I have it in the closet. So
Yeah.
sometime,
I'll talk with you.
So yeah, sometime maybe this weekend or some shit like that, or maybe starting next week. Who knows? But soon.
Speaking of movies that we're wrong about, we've got a poster from one of our choices.
Trevor gave it to us. Good friend Trevor. We're always
Good
mentioning
friend Trevor. Yeah.
He works at a subtitle place. Oh shit! I'm trying to make sure I don't bend it so whoever gets it doesn't fucking yell.
Yeah. I know.
Can you see it?
It's,
Look at that.
It's the theater poster for Halloween.
Yeah, it's a big ass poster.
So we'll do a giveaway for that. This
Oh, you know
weekend.
what else I found?
What'd you find?
Our Annabelle amulet that they gave
Oh,
us
that's
from
right,
Scare
from
LA.
Scare LA. That's
Yeah,
it.
so we'll throw that bitch in too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll get a cursed amulet. Bad luck.
No, it's not cursed. It's to keep the devil, like the
Oh,
curse
it's
of
going to keep you
Annabelle
safe.
away.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, on the back, which is weird because nowhere in the film does that
No.
amulet show up.
Nope.
So like they give you this like merchandise that they've created.
At least he shows up in his film.
Dude, he's even got music like that comes with him, dude.
He's
So, like,
even got music.
He's blasting bangers when he's coming to
That's
fuck someone
hell
up.
yes, that's right.
But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna keep it in the closet where it's like nice and crisp. In fact, I felt bad. We had a Conjuring 2 poster that we never did a giveaway for, and it just got destroyed. Something fell on it, and I was like,
Well,
"Yes."
you and I both know bad things just happen in general with the Conjuring franchise.
That's why I gotta give that Annabelle.
People die,
Annabelle
bad
away.
luck happens.
Yeah, that's
so.
why that Annabelle thing's gotta get out of this household so it can go curse someone else.
Yes, with Robin Williams. Yes, Christopher Nolan directed it. You've seen it? Yeah, Robin Williams was super creepy in it.
Is it double-sided and see-through? It's double-sided.
Yeah, I saw that. The Splice is a good answer, Virginia. That's actually an underrated film. It's pretty damn good. So we'll keep an eye posted for the giveaway. We'll launch that this weekend, and then this was fun. Did you have any TV shows before we wrap? You were wrong.
Hannibal.
Right about? Oh yeah, Hannibal.
Hannibal. What was yours?
Mine was the Twilight Zone one. I'm trying to think if there was another more recent one. Actually, I was really skeptical about the Umbrella Academy, but I really dug it. But that's not.
Umbrella Academy is great. I could not get into the terror.
That's right. 'Cause
I
you don't
tried.
like cold, white, flat atmospheres.
Damn.
Right?
Well, It was flat. It's flat at first. There was a good like little jump scare in it, but like I couldn't. I don't know what it is.
Right.
I tried so hard and I couldn't do it.
It's all right. It's a slow. It was a slow book too.
Yeah, maybe I'll look at the
Dan
highlight reel.
Simmons is the author of that. He's a really interesting guy. He burst onto the horror scene. He got a lot of blurbs from Stephen King to launch him, just like Clive Barker did.
Mm-hmm.
His first novel, Song of Kali, was one of my favorite horror novels from that whole era.
Yeah.
And then he wrote stripped down, like really short, to the point. Song of Kali is probably like 250 pages. And then he got super famous. Like,
I think
just
I downloaded
like,
that audiobook. I think you were like, download this one because Ginny had some credits. So I downloaded it, that, and that werewolf book, and I never got to it.
Yeah, Nightwalker, and then he got super popular. Not as popular as Stephen King, but very popular. And now his books are like 2,000 pages long all the time, just like happened to Stephen King. And that's part of why the Terror is so slow, is because they have a book the size of the Rhode Island.
That's a lot of trees. That's a lot of tree you gotta get through.
Material from. He wrote Carrying Comfort. Remember I loaned you that book?
Yeah.
And it weighs like a pound and a half?
Yeah, I actually used it for grilled cheese just so I can get it. I put it on the other side and I let it sizzle.
We should do that for Tasty Kitchen next week. We should cook with books.
Let's burning books with Nick.
Cook with books.
Yeah.
Burning books with books. Chernobyl, good call.
Who wouldn't love that?
That's a great series.
Oh, and Scream season
Scream
3.
series.
And
the Candyman remake. That's another one we're all going to be wrong about. Watch how that goes.
I'm going to remain optimistic about it because like I've seen Candyman 1, but like a lot of people like are over the moon for that film. I just think it's a good horror movie. Like I think it's a classic.
Totally.
But like even if it's not as good, I'm not heartbroken.
Right.
So like I'm only going like it just has to be okay for me to be like
Totally.
I'm on board.
So you'll be fine.
I like it.
All right, guys.
This was fun.
Just glad I'm back. We'll do cooking with books and a show next week. Let's do both.
I gotta figure out what I want to cook because like the whole thing.
I've never been here for the
whole thing with Chatty
Chatty
Kitchen
Kitchen
is like I try to like make things that I want to learn how to cook.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna cook shit I know how to cook. It's
No,
fucking
of course.
boring. I want
Exactly.
to try to. I want there to be. I want something to be at stake.
It's a mad scientist thing. Totally.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's like a horror version of Good Eats, but with less science and less knowledge and less knowledgeable cooking.
But
So
more horror.
But more horror.
So.
Which is sort of like how Good Eats looks when you rewatch it.
Totally.
Just because it's so grainy and weird. He's lost a lot of weight. It's so weird to watch like Chunky Alton Brown cook because like he's so thin now.
Do you see Gordon Ramsay has he's doing an Anthony Bourdain type series.
Is he
So
really?
he's like traveling the world. It's called Uncharted. He's traveling the world cooking. It feels a lot like, what was his? Parts Unknown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
so-
get behind that.
Yeah.
His YouTube
It
channel.
actually looked pretty fun.
His YouTube channel's great. Oh, wow, there's a lot of comments there before we go. Do a risotto. Risotto, no. Gotta see Nick do a Hannibal.
Yeah, I'm glad too. I'm glad I didn't see it. I didn't experience it. Thanks, Virginia.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Put in some recipes, and if any of them
Ooh,
look,
good call.
that's great. So in the group, just do Chatty Kitchen recipes, and I'll go through and comb, and we'll see what we like.
Taking requests.
And then Florida Nosferatu is awesome. That I watched the first couple minutes, the first episode, liked it a lot, and then yeah, I think that's it.
I think we're good.
Let's wrap it up. Okay, this was fun. Until next time, stay scary, watch a bunch of horror movies, and keep your eye out for the giveaway.
Yep.
It'll be through iTunes reviews, like an iTunes review. You'll snapshot, you do like a screenshot that you reviewed the show on iTunes. If you don't have iTunes, Spotify, whatever. And then Chatty Kitchen recipes, and watch a bunch of horror movies. Stay scary.
Bye, guys.
Bye.